Why the great divorce phenomenon may be here to stay? Grab your stick, grab your drink. Let's get into this thing right now.
Hot beat, smoke it, drink it down. Your voice, it got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
Okay.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, and y'all know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Hope y'all enjoyed the new intro, outro, man. We just trying to shift it up a little bit, switch it up a little bit, keep things fresh.
Mhm.
Man, y'all know we had to jump on, man. I got sent this information about this thing called great divorce. The great divorce phenomenon. Said, Jeff, you and Rhonda need to talk about this thing, man. But before we jump into this, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, mash that subscribe button, turn that bell for notifications. Get down in the comment section, guys. Always make sure you get the merch, support the channel. Because, man, I can tell you like this, man, y'all are really supporting us. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the podcast last week because the fake relationship one really ended up, man, really getting a lot of y'all's interest. So I appreciate that, man. And y'all know we get into this great divorce phenomenon. I said, y'all know I got to get in. I got to get in and call my resident relationship expert. I got to work in late since I got home late. But I got to bring in my resident relationship and divorce expert,
Oh my Lord.
the
No.
great divorce phenomenon. Ronnie, let them know what you're sipping on and getting ready for on this podcast tonight.
Thanks, Jay. Ooh. Thanks, JB, for having me back. I'm a little tired. I almost knocked my drink over. Oh dang, I think I left my bottle. But this is my I don't know how many ounces. I don't know how many anyway, it's a martini glass full of my Bailey's vanilla mint shake.
Vanilla mint
I
shake
finished off the
Baileys.
yeah,
Okay.
this was all that was left in the bottle. So I said let me just go and finish
Okay.
this off.
We gonna get you tight. We gonna get you tight,
I
guys.
don't know.
Hey, look, appreciate you being on, Rhonda. Appreciate you being on again, guys. She riding or dying with me on the podcast, man, and I appreciate it. So look, y'all know, man, I'm smoking my bundle still. Still got my CI knockoff. Might pick me up a little something else this week so I can give y'all a little bit more of a variation. Y'all see my bourbon, man. It's getting that time. So it's almost getting that time. So y'all see what I'm drinking tonight. Went ahead and picked me up a bottle of the High West Bourbon, Park City, Utah. Got to get ready for ski season, man. That's where they make it at. So I had to put on my High West to get that going tonight. Had my cousin in town, bought him a bottle. I said, let me go ahead and pick me up a bottle too, because if you can't wait on nobody else to bless you, you got to bless yourself. So
Oh
y'all
Lord.
make sure, y'all, anybody who had that High West knows it's hard to find right now. So when I saw it, I had to get it. But let's jump right into this thing. Randall, when I sent you the Instagram reel, I'm not gonna play that on this channel today, but when I sent
Mhm.
you the Instagram reel about great divorce, what was the first thing that came to your mind? You can tell them what you told me too.
I done forgot what I told you. See how this gray up here? I done forget. Huh. No, I had never heard of anything like that, but I wasn't surprised by that term because I was like, what in the world is that? Um, if that's the case, we need to have one for each decade of people's lives with how
Mm-hmm.
much divorce happens. But I could see that with the great divorce, and you didn't gave somebody all your good years and all the kids and stuff, and then you like, I'm out. We done. Let me start over, either live by myself or hop right back into that hot deep fried grease. Just totally up to you. Yeah,
Guys,
but
hey,
it was
Ron, I'm
I
glad you
mean,
said
it
it.
was I was I had never heard the term before, but I was like, but I totally get it. People tired, man. You know, that's my thing. People tired.
Guys, I'm glad you said that, Ron, because when it got sent to me, I'm gonna tell y'all guys full disclosure. I had to study it a little bit so I could do the podcast
I didn't
because
study,
I
y'all.
hadn't heard it in that term. Of course, Ronnie don't study. Ronnie show up because her brother doing the podcast. Don't y'all ever think Ronnie? Don't y'all ever think Ronnie putting in work for the podcast,
Where's the
Ronnie?
lie?
Ronnie
Where's the
show up.
lie?
Ron to show up because I asked him to. So y'all don't
You
look.
talking about the
Now,
article? I
but
said,
look.
what article?
So the funny thing, guys, when I got it, I said, "Man, I never heard of this a day in my life." And when I went to do my research and saw what was happening, the first thing I said, I'll tell y'all the first thing I thought before we jump right into these articles. We're gonna try to get y'all in and out of here today because as soon as I started researching it, the first thing I said was, the government is going to stop governing marriage. The government want to get in things that are going to last. The government don't want to get into things that now people are just walking away from. It used to be people stayed together for the sake of staying together, for the appearance sake or whatever they stayed together for. But guys, once these people start getting divorced, the government, I believe the government within the next 10 to 20 years is going to say, we're not sanctioning marriage anymore because at the end of the day, this is private matters between two people. And don't get me wrong, you go to any courthouse, the family law is the nicest and the nicest and the most profitable portion of the courthouse. But at the end of the day, guys, eventually people are going to stop getting married. That's the first thing I thought, Ron. Because now if the 50-year-olds who are there to tell you don't get divorced, what happens now if they getting divorced? And Ronnie, that's what got me. When I saw them, like, if they start saying, if you got the great divorce people, 50 and over, getting divorced, who's there to tell the young people to get married and to not get divorced?
Oh, well, you still gonna have, certain religious sects that'll still tell you that you only matter once you
It's
get
dying.
married. You still have that.
But Ronnie, that's dying. That's dying. And I agree with what you're saying. But let's be honest, man. David's bridal don't even have as many stores as they used to have, right? A lot of these places that depend on weddings, these jewelry stores and all this kind of stuff, a lot of
Yeah,
people ain't buying
I
these
think
expensive.
social media has made it to where brides are looking for one of a kind dresses and things that aren't mass produced. So I think the boutiques and stuff are
Ex-
picking up that from whatever David's bridal
and you're right. But there's
does.
also a fewer number of women looking for dresses altogether. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people, marriage is on the decline, divorce is on the way up, childbirth is on the decline. And that's the hardest thing. So when I saw this, go ahead, Ron. Sorry,
No,
I
man,
didn't
I
mean to cut
can't
you off.
say
Go
it.
ahead.
This supposed to be a good podcast. I ain't gonna say that.
Well, you can always say it. This is
Mm-mm.
for entertainment purposes only. So go
No,
ahead
we
and say
won't.
what you're
It
going to say.
wouldn't be.
Okay. But that was my thoughts, guys. That was my thoughts. Great divorce. And I said, okay, I'm going to find an article. I'm going to find an article that kind of explains it. I'm going to give y'all two articles tonight. One gonna kind of be a perspective I found this article from this divorce attorney. And I said, oh my God, this is a good article. And then I got another article I want to share with y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all this article. And the reason why we're going to this article first, Ron, and let me know if you can see this yet. Going to it now. I want to go to this law firm article that I saw when I was doing my research. Ron, can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. We over here at FinchellFamilyLaw.com. And I want y'all to see that this article, September 16th, 2022. I'm like, how did I miss this? This is an article from September 2022, which means we know we were coming off of COVID, people back outside. Guess what, Ron? You got these 50-year-olds, and I guarantee you that so many of these older people were dying. People said, I don't want to be stuck in this misery, right?
Or
So I wanted to
maybe
go over this.
COVID
Yeah, go
didn't
ahead.
kill their spouse.
That's true. And they had to divorce them. They were hoping COVID would have taken them out, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I want y'all to understand, guys, is this. We calling it great divorce, but it ain't got nothing to do with age at the end of the day, right? You just put up with it longer if you gray haired now, right? So we can have this conversation because this is pretty much our generation, 50 year and older. Even though we're not 50 yet, we're going to be considered that. Now, Ronnie, you can see this okay, right?
I know you're gonna read it.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got it. Okay, yeah, I got it maximized. Okay, guys, the great divorce phenomenon explained. This is from a law firm, guys. That's why I wanted y'all to see. Now, the lawyer benefits from this. So let's watch how he talks about it. The U.S. divorce rate has slowly but surely declined over the last couple of decades. Surprisingly, though, there is one statistic in particular that has done the exact opposite: the number of gray divorces. A common term referring to the separation of gray haired couples over 50 has continued to rise. Not only has the gray divorce rate doubled since 1990, These late life divorces are predicted to triple by 2030. Considering that the overall divorce rate is in decline, there is a lot of speculation surrounding this phenomenon, leaving many scratching their heads. Why the change of heart and why now? To gain a better understanding of great divorces, it is helpful to consider the bigger picture and consider how divorce impacts each generation. And y'all know how I do every article. It'll be linked down in the description, especially for my Spotify, Amazon Music listeners. I like this article because here's what he said: a fresh take on millennials and marriage. Research suggests that millennials, people born between 1981 and 1996, we barely missed the cut, might be playing a key role in decreasing U.S. divorce rates. The younger generation appears to share different attitudes toward marriage than their baby boomer predecessors. Many Americans perceive foundational differences in the ways older and younger generations approach marriage and divorce. Consider these potential reasons for the declining divorce rate among people. Now, Rhonda, I'm going to just go through these five. I'm not going to read them.
Okay.
Younger couples are more likely to cohabitate. Number two, millennials are getting married later. Number three, young people are more cautious about marriage. And number four, the younger generation is more educated than past generations. Rhonda, jump in there. Let me know what you think about those four when he talked about millennials.
Um, well, we know millennials. Well, I think every generation is special, but millennials are super special, right? Because they're gonna let
Mm-hmm.
between millennials and Gen X, they're gonna let you know that um like this ain't working for me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the divorce rate is down because the marriage rate is down.
Yeah, well, and they're thinking about it first, and they don't feel the obligation that just because I get pregnant or because, I'm a certain age or, all the things that our generation was taught that you better get married to do this and do that and whatever, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that our parents probably were out here being heathens and but they're gonna tell us to do something that they had their big fun. And
Well,
now,
but guess what, Rhonda? Guess what? I'm glad you said that. You don't see church nowhere in this.
church ain't nowhere in anything
Do y'all
unless
see this
unless
with
you're
these
devout.
millennials? Absolutely, guys. Look at what he's saying about millennials. Divorce rate among young people. First of all, they're not getting married. Second of all, you don't see nothing up here about going to church. We were made to go to church. And if church attendance is on decline, marriage is on the decline, divorce rate is on the decline because people ain't getting married. But these gray-haired people, these 50 plus, it's increasing. I need everybody to pay attention to those four. Rhonda, keep going. I'm sorry.
Well,
I know I
because
cut you off, but what
again,
you said.
because they were made to get married. They
Mm-hmm.
were made to conform to societal norms, and then you end up with people of a certain age walking away from something they have been in for 20 or more years.
Mm-hmm.
But it still was because society, they parents, they siblings made them feel some type of way and felt like that's what they were supposed to do or had to do. Whether that's to be validated. Yes, you probably are validated, validated, or
Hell no.
accepted, which is like now that's just so crazy that is even
But
a thing.
y'all better listen to Rhonda. She preaching. And I want
Mm,
y'all to see number four. It said the younger generation is more educated. The
hmm
younger generation is more educated, right? So here's what happens, guys. You there, Rhonda, still? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay. The younger generation, they're choosing college. They're going to get more education. And what this article makes you think is if I get a person educated, they won't get married. And so now, guys, y'all got to sit here. Y'all got to understand. I got a college degree and I'm married. Rhonda got a college degree. She's not married. But I know a lot of people because if you take the church component out, ain't nobody getting married, guys. If you take the religion component out and people are getting more and more educated and social media and all this kind of stuff, guys, who gonna get married? Look at what they said. They're likely to cohabitate. We fine. We don't care that y'all trying to shame us because we quote unquote shacking up. Why?
hmm
I ain't going to Jared now. I ain't going to Zales. I ain't going to K. I ain't going to my local jeweler. I'm not doing that. If I do get married, I get all this other stuff out of my system and we get married later in life. Okay? Why are Americans divorcing later in life? Let's get into this one, Ron. Baby boomers are more likely to remarry after divorce. Okay. The number two, older couples experience empty nest syndrome as adult children move out and attend college or join the workforce. Number three, many couples struggle to adjust to retired life. That's what I'm going to tell y'all in a little bit. Number four, women are gaining more economic opportunities and financial freedom. And y'all look at the bullet points he put out here. It wasn't uncommon for females to be pigeonholed into marriage for transactional purposes or other reasons such as financial dependence, societal and family pressure, little or no access to education, inability to join the workforce, and fulfilling domestic and child care responsibilities. Rhonda, hold on. Let me finish number five, and we're going to get into it. Many older couples were socially conditioned to uphold more traditional values. Look at what this lawyer tells you, though. It's never too late to start living the life you deserve. Divorce doesn't discriminate, no matter your generation, age, or dating history. Ending a marriage will forever alter your life. While divorce is a stressful time for all involved parties, the impact of your decision isn't limited to negative consequences. Many separating couples, gray haired or not, experience positive, healthy changes after divorce ending a bad marriage. It is important to prioritize your life by making the best decisions for your personal well being. A skilled divorce attorney can help with gray divorce. Jump in there, Ronnie. Let me think about what you said about these number five. Let me pull it up again. Is it one you need me to stop on?
No, I just want to make a comment on the one where he said to have a life that you deserve. I
Yes.
know I know quite a few women who did have their kids, and they did the traditional way, or maybe not the traditional way, and not getting married, but they still had kids, and they are at this stage in their life where they're late 40s, early 50s. I'm gonna start doing me, like what I want. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my kids could take care of themselves. The husband could do whatever he want to do, or the baby daddy could do whatever he want to do. But I'm gonna look out for me, because you can only give so much of yourself. But the the requirements are different for the mother as opposed to the father. That mother
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
always have to be present, always have to be there taking care of them doggone kids and all that kind of stuff. Where the dad could be, hey, if he's off working, and that's okay. The mom's off work, well, when you gonna get home? When you gonna da, 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 da? And then you never had, as a younger parent, if you got married, okay, at the wedding, when y'all gonna have kids? Well, doggone, can we enjoy
Yes.
the
Yes.
marriage first? You done had the first one. When you gonna
Yes.
have the second one? The baby need a brother or a sister. No, it don't. Right? Can I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy
Mm-hmm.
this? Right? But then on the flip side, for their parents, the gray divorce era, who taking care of them kids when their mama and daddies want to go somewhere?
Yeah.
They tired too.
Oh, absolutely. They tired too. They done, man. Y'all got to understand, Rhonda. I like everything you said. I'm going with number five though. The older couples are done with tradition, and once the older couples give up on tradition, right? Once the older couples give up on tradition, who gonna force you or guilt you into getting married? So there's no religion in this article at all. This is why, guys, when y'all are going through a divorce, your church teachings, your Bible, your Quran, your Torah, it don't matter when a lawyer talking to you. Y'all notice this is a lawyer video, a lawyer article, Ron. That's why I want it. When he or she don't want to hear nothing about your church or what God said or what all this kind of stuff. It don't matter. Look at what they saying. This guy, I can help you with traditional divorce, or I mean, great divorce. Guys, if you lose tradition, none of this stuff can stand. And with social media around, the tradition can't stand. What do you think when you hear me say that?
Well, social media is fleeting. It's very fleeting. Something could be a trend today and not a trend tomorrow. And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
see. That's how I see social media. It's like, okay, what's the flavor of the day today? What's happening today? Um,
I like how you said. I like how you said that, Ron. I sounded like PDA. Ain't trying to cut you off,
yes, you are.
but
That's what y'all do.
this art, this art, this article, guys, is from September of 2022, and I wouldn't have done this topic unless I saw an article in September 2022. Because your relationship before COVID, when COVID happened, guys, everything hit a reset button. Everybody was affected by that. Do you agree with that, Ron?
Yeah, I agree.
Because you can't even get people. You got companies threatening to fire people to come back to work if they don't come back to the office. There's a lot of stuff we still dealing with from COVID.
Well, COVID showed them
Because
they could get
once,
it done at home. Let me keep my doctor's appointments. Let me go pick up the kids. Still get paid. Ain't got to clock out. Ain't got,
oh, I agree with you. Look, guys, I get it. I'm with Rhonda on that because I don't think we need these traditional work weeks. I think we should be project driven instead of time driven. Just go stand at work for 8 hours. That's why everybody got these work wives and work husbands now because there
Yeah.
ain't that much work to do. Ain't that much work to do. Now, I want y'all to see this next article. Hold on, Rhonda. Let me share this. Told y'all we're going to get y'all out of here quick tonight. All right. Y'all know I got to come over here to very well. I got to come over here to very well. Let me see if I can get rid of this ad, guys. I apologize. Okay, guys, I'm over here at verywellmind.com. Why? Can you see it, Ron?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why so many older couples are falling victim to the great divorce. Okay? To the great divorce phenomenon. Y'all look at this date, September 10th, 2024. First one I showed y'all was 2022. Guys, this thing ain't going away. Ronnie, that's why I wanted you to see the two different articles. But look at now, the person who wrote this has a master's education, master's of science education, right? By Kendra Cherry. Again, guys, for all my Amazon Music and Spotify listeners, as well as my YouTube people, this is gonna be linked down in the description. Guys, I started reading this article, and here's what got me: Bill and Melinda Gates, Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Jackman, Rhea Perlman and Dana DeVito. What do any of these couples have in common? They all divorced after decades long marriage. See, there's this growing trend of older couples calling it quits. Again, guys, remember the first article I sent you was from 2022. This article is from 2024. And the research backs it up. A 2021 report by the U.S. Census found that more and more couples over the age of 65 are divorcing. Notice, guys, the previous article, it was age of 50, after married for years, if not decades. While older couples are spending nearly half their lives together, ending their relationship, this phenomenon dubbed great divorce is one explanation for the growing number of single person households. Now, what is a great divorce? Great divorce is often defined as a divorce that occurs after the age of 50 following a long-term marriage. These individuals have often been married for many years or decades, but ultimately decide to split during the latter years of their life. Okay, how common is great divorce? I'm going to jump through this real fast. One 2022 study looking at historical trends in great divorce found the divorce rates among middle-aged and older adults have increased since 1970, guys. What happened? Segregation was finished. You had integration. You had more people going to college. You had all this stuff happening. Great divorce was relatively uncommon in 70 and grew only modestly until 1990. In 1990, 8.7% of marriages among people over age 50 ended in divorce. By 2019, that number had grown to 36%. Rhonda, what do you think? 1990, 8% to 2019, 36%.
I mean, people woke up. Like, and what I mean by that is stuff wasn't working. And so when something's not working, then either you're going to stay where you are or you're going to change what you do. And I think
I'm going to hit
not,
you.
hmm,
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
um, and
Go ahead.
I think that at the end of the day, when you see that something's not working with how slowly cell phones start to get bigger and easier and like you just have more exposure to stuff and you see other people's lives, it's no need to sign up for something that's not working.
Rhonda hit it, guys. Rhonda hit it with what she just said. Y'all got to understand in 1990, technology had started coming out. All of y'all
Hmm.
who were around in 1990 know we had this thing called AOL. You had to dial up to get on the internet. And we started getting introduced to this thing called the World Wide Web back in the 90s and stuff like that. Y'all got to understand when we were in high school, we had a computer lab. We had a computer lab. We had to learn how to go work computers and all this kind of stuff, right? Guys, the more technology increases, the more marriage can't stand. That's by 2019. What has happened? I don't know, some of y'all remember classmates.com and
Mm-mm.
MySpace and all this kind of stuff that
Mm-hmm.
started introducing your past, your present, and possibly your future together. And so now by 2019, that number is up. The researchers also noted that people over the age of 65 are the only age group with growing divorce rates. In contrast, the divorce rate among adults in their 20s and 30s has actually declined. Like I told y'all, because they're cohabitating first, because they're not worried about being accused and being shamed of shacking up, you're gonna see that try before you buy is different. Okay? Factors contributing to great divorce, right? I'm gonna go through these real fast. Empty nest syndrome, y'all know what that is. Financial issues, y'all know what that is. Infidelity, health problems. Here's the big one: growing apart and changing expectations, societal changes. Okay, so here's the deal, Rhonda. Let me go over them again. Societal changes. Okay, let me start from the bottom. Older adults were often raised with the expectation that they would marry, have children, and grow old together. Today, many now recognize there's no one size fits all to a happy life, and women have more freedom and financial independence compared to past generations. I want y'all to see this. The majority of all divorces are initiated by women, and this is true for great divorce as well. Rhonda, jump in and let me know what you think when you see this one about societal changes.
No, look, it's people want more, and I'm gonna say women. I'm gonna be women in particular. Women
Yes,
want more.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
They know that they could do more. They know they could get more, and they don't necessarily have to have a man or a spouse in order to do it.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know if the male species can handle that, but that's what it doggone is.
Look, I'm gonna say this to you, Ronnie. I'm gonna tell you, as a part of the male species, I think most men have started to accept it.
I don't
And
think
here's
so.
what's happening. No,
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Ronnie. All you got to do is look around. I think not only have the men accepted it, they're fine with the woman taking the lead. You got men right now who don't understand. In the last 50 years, women have gained greater economic independence. And economic independence drives everything, no matter your gender. So what happens is now you got two species, you got two genders that can do the same thing. One is not dependent on the other. So now, if you don't have this hierarchy in place, what are we talking about marriage for? I think y'all better pay attention to that social change, that social societal changes, right? Changing expectations, guys. Couples are more likely to place a greater emphasis on how the relationship makes them feel. Does it contribute to happiness and fulfillment? Again, guys, when you got married back in the day, yeah, I love the person, but I'm also keeping up tradition and we're going to just fight through it. What do you think about changing expectations, Ron?
Yeah, let me look. Let me see Boo Thing at homecoming. Let me see. Let me see my Boo Thing
Mm-mm,
at the class
mm-mm,
reunions. Like, let me.
mm-mm.
That's enough to get me by. What, Jeff? What?
Yeah, y'all don't go to them homecomings. Don't go to them homecomings. Don't go to them class reunions, guys. Ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing. Do
Yes,
not
it
go to no
is.
class
Your
reunion.
whole soulmate.
Do
Your
not.
whole
Nope.
soulmate may be
You
there.
ain't gonna catch me. You ain't catching me at no homecoming. You ain't catching me at no class reunion.
Why
Why,
not? What you
guys?
scared
Your
of? What you
past.
scared of?
No, your past know you better than your present and your future. And your past know that you work every day to not be defined by it. Your past is the addiction you ain't kicked.
All
Your
I'm saying,
past
your
just
past
means
ain't
you
had no
avoided it.
expectations. Your past was like, let's do this, let's do whatever, and keep it moving. Don't change your
Oh yeah,
expectations.
no, I
Yeah,
get it.
you look forward to going
But
back.
all I'm telling fellas, y'all can listen.
Fellas,
Don't
y'all
listen to
do it.
Rhonda.
Y'all gonna do it.
Don't go to that homecoming. Don't
Get your
go to
life.
that class reunion.
Okay, you want somebody you done been with before and seen, or you just want somebody off the street that
No,
you done met on social media?
no.
It's
Y'all
gonna
better
happen.
stop.
Either
Right?
way, it's gonna happen.
Don't go to the don't go to them homecomings. Don't go to them class reunions and all that stuff, guys. Because and
There
again,
ain't no
avoid them
expectations there.
girls
Ain't
trips
no
and
expectations there.
avoid them girls.
Ain't no
No, but
expectations
I'm
there.
just telling you, you better know you. If you know that relationship volatile, you better
That's the
avoid
best
some of
part.
these
You
things.
don't know yourself. That's the best part. Man, I ain't know what happened. I ain't even know what I was doing.
And I was drunk, growing apart, growing apart. One of the most significant issues is changes people experience as they age. For older adults, aging represents a big change in people's priorities, interests, and needs may shift as they grow older together. This is one of the things, guys. A lot of y'all. This is why when you ask people how long they've been married, they give you the number of years, but they don't give you nothing else after that. And once there's nothing after that, you might already be in a great divorce. Y'all just ain't going through the legal system. Going back up, health problems. Don't get sick, guys. If you in a relationship, don't get sick. I hate to
But your
say it like that.
relationship could make you sick.
That's my whole point, guys. If I was healthy when I met you, if I get sick, you gonna leave me. You like, guys, do y'all understand? You see a lot of these people out in public pushing the other person in a wheelchair, or one of the people that got sick and can't move as fast. Do y'all see how much they fighting? And it's just like they're done with it. They're over it. Have y'all ever seen somebody come into the grocery store, but all the electronic carts go, and they got to walk, and you see these couples fighting, and it's just like, man, this thing has gotten crazier and crazier. What do you think about the health problem section, right?
Well, look, if we're gonna be honest about it, people who got married before a judge or the church, it says what for sickness and in
Yep.
health and all
Sickness
that,
and in health.
whatever it
Yep.
says.
Till
I
death
ain't
do
never
us
took
part.
I ain't never took those vows. Um,
Sickness and in
but
health till death do us part.
you said what now?
Sickness and in health till death do us
See, I
part.
know you would remember, and so it's like,
There you go now. There you go.
but no, health problems are very serious, and the sad part about it is most of us are sick by the time we 14 and don't even know it. It
Yep.
just ain't gonna show up till we get gray and the person can't
Yep.
take it no more.
Can't take
Right?
it.
Since
Yeah.
we're forming our personalities, all that stuff in a young age. But like real talk, we ignore those health issues, right? Like we
Well, you're
go-
right. Right? That's what you're doing. You're ignoring everything at that age. Nothing matters. You're throwing caution to the wind at that age.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
Now, I'm gonna say this to y'all. Y'all look at this gray box. That's why I wanted to point out this health problems one. I want y'all to see this, fellas. Notably, research indicates there's a gender disparity in how health problems affect couples. Y'all need to hear this. Studies reported a higher divorce risk if the wife develops a chronic illness, whereas men who become disabled or ill do not face the same level of risk.
typical.
Guys, y'all got a man is not built. That's what I told y'all. I see these people fighting all the time in the store. If the woman is sick, because that man never thought he would have to take care of a sick woman. And I'm
Because
telling
they don't
y'all,
want
whether
to.
you're male or female,
They just want
don't
to do
get
one
sick.
thing. One.
they,
One.
look,
And
guys,
if
infidelity.
that ain't working, I got to go.
That's and that, Rhonda, I agree with you. Infidelity, guys. Cheating is one of the most common reasons for divorce at any age, including among older couples. Infidelity is a bitter betrayal. After spending a lifetime building shared memories with another person, watching it crumble down due to unfaithfulness can make it too difficult to repair the trust and intimacy a couple once shared. Now, one of the things I want everybody to see about this is you, the 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 key to these people being over 50. You got all these things. The challenges become harder the more older you get. The challenges become harder the older you get. Why, guys? That rear view mirror, and you start questioning, where did I go wrong? Or you find out where you went wrong and you wonder, what if I would have done this? That's what your relationship is competing against every day, right? The infidelity is going to be with somebody that's involved, that know both of y'all, all that kind of stuff. Infidelity always happens close to home. It don't happen distant. Jump in there, Ronnie. Let me know what you think they're talking about
No, I
infidelity.
mean, or you wake up one day and realize the person you married, or even yourself, is not what it is and not what you want it to be.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I really believe in marriage. You got to choose every day, every morning you wake up to choose that person laying next to you every single day.
Gotta choose. Gotta choose every day, guys.
And if
The
you're not
doctor,
going to
hey, the
choose
Lord's
them
Prayer
every
say,
day, like I was telling somebody, I said, man, for me to be in a relationship, this person got to be okay with me passing gas and having to do number two.
mm-mm.
Those are normal bodily functions. At our
Yeah, you can't be
age,
walking around hiding.
gas is
You
one of
can't
the
be walking
things.
around hiding it.
Like, yeah, like you got to do it. How come I can't do it?
You can you can't even sleep well if you can't get rid of that gas
Then let me
now.
go cheat. Let me go cheat with somebody who don't mind me passing gas.
Now it's true that you say that, guys. It's true what Ryan is saying. If y'all ain't comfortable around each other, or at the end of the day, guys, it's just people looking for a reason. People looking for a reason to do it. The question is, are you gonna give them one or not? That's really what it comes down to, right? The one thing I see right here is above infidelity is financial issues,
Issues. Mm-hmm.
guys. And here's what I want y'all to see in the gray box: retirement plans may hang in the balance when a couple's financial behavior and goals are out of sync. Ending a relationship may sometimes seem like they're that the only way to resolve such differences. Now, I want y'all to see this because a lot of people don't understand. This is why what you see right now, guys, a lot of people who have these nest eggs and who got these 401ks, inflation eating it up. So now people having to go back and work harder to make up for it, right? I filled my tank up this morning in Florida, guys. My gas is $4, right? And my gas was a little bit under 3/4 of a tank. Well, if I'm living off of my retirement, I'm living off my retirement and that kind of thing, and prices go up. Y'all got a lot of old people fighting because they never anticipated inflation. That's why I wanted to show y'all that article with from 2022 to now 2024. Why? Financial issues is the number 2 one on this list because you never expected for things to cost more as you got older. You were expecting my money to increase and I could overcome this inflation. What do you think about the financial issues one, right?
Well, I think healthcare gets everybody too at the end of
Healthcare
the
too.
day,
Absolutely.
right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I mean, as you age, health stuff is going to come up. So you have that part outside of just everyday living, type of stuff that goes on. Um, so I think if there are financial issues, it's going to be because of the health problems that people may have too over time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
And I want y'all to see in this article, financial infidelity. Hiding bills, large purchases, debts, or secret bank accounts can also affect the
you better
stability
have
of
your
a long
secret
term.
bank account
Right? Right. I'm glad Rhonda said that. Because guess what, guys? People being taught to have their own account. It ain't even secret. Right? It ain't even secret no more, guys. It ain't
because
even secret.
this is a business. This is a business partnership. That's what this is.
Yes. Yes. Now, the reason why we're going to empty nest syndrome, guys, some of people stayed because of the kid. Well, y'all got to know if y'all parents stayed because of you as a kid, they've been denying themselves that long. And a lot of y'all ain't the blessing you thought you were. Every day I realized I wasn't a blessing to my mom and dad. I was a lot of work.
Most of the time, it's
And
the
they had to give it.
firstborn. Most of the time, it's the firstborn. That's
Well,
the one.
look,
That's the
guys,
one that changed your whole
yeah.
life. That's the one that stops everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Guys, I had to
I
admit,
mean that with my
yeah.
whole heart.
Yeah, look, guys, I had to admit I wasn't a blessing. I don't have any children. The reason why I realized I wasn't a blessing is a blessing don't come and cause you to have to give up everything you ever thought was important. Right? That's called a sacrifice. Right? So, but you tell yourself it's a blessing because you don't want to focus on everything you sacrifice. And I think this people have these kids. Well, now guess what, guys? You got kids, and all of them just sitting in the house in their room on their iPad with headphones on. We ain't even talking.
Daring you to
So
say something to them. How dare you bother me?
yeah, well, why you bother me,
Mm-hmm.
Daddy? Reset the Wi-Fi. It's not working. You can't even get them to come to the table. They got DoorDash accounts. They got Uber accounts. They doing all their projects online. They playing Call of Duty. They playing all these Xbox and PlayStation. Having a kid for what? To hate me? And now, guys, the kids are gone. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Why you think a lot of times these people went to college and now they can't finish college, and if they did go to college, they got some degree that ain't worth it. So now they back on their parents' couch. The parents want them back because if y'all don't come back, me and your mama or me and your daddy, we ain't got no reason to stay together. And then the child like, I ain't know y'all were unhappy. Well, we've been unhappy since we had y'all. We weren't we didn't have a problem before we had y'all. The problem started because we had to sacrifice everything for y'all. So we lie to ourselves. We do all this stuff.
Well,
Now
all in
y'all
the name of
go,
tradition.
but
All in the name of tradition or
in the name of
whatever other
tradition.
stuff was put on you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. In the name of tradition. And I'm just going down to the end of this article, right? I'm just going down to the end of this article. Because when I read this article, he talks about financial considerations in great divorce, dividing the assets, retirement, Rhonda just said it, healthcare costs, and housing and legal expenses. Great divorce can reduce financial security, guys. The only reason I'm saying this right now, and y'all can read this whole article. I've been so mad, I'm so fed up, none of this matters. I'll be broke. I just want to get away from you. I can't stand you. I'm done playing this role, guys. And guys, I'm gonna tell you like this. Rhonda, when I saw this part, they just don't care. And here's what I want y'all to see. While both men and women gonna take a significant financial hit, evidence indicates there's just a gender disparity in these effects. The risk is particularly high for great divorced women as they receive lower social security benefits. And guess what, guys? 25% of them experience poverty. The only thing worse than marriage is divorce. The only thing worse than marriage is divorce,
Mm-mm.
right? Look at this, guys. A woman who divorces after the age of 50 experiences a 45% drop in their standard of living compared to men to 21%. Rhonda, jump in there. You got to let me know what you think about that
Again, I think I'm not shocked because that's how the system is supposed to work.
one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A woman in society's eyes is always supposed to be tethered to some man, no matter how tacky he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's just how. So I'm not surprised at that. Of course, that's what it is. Of course, I think I think men are okay with some women doing well, just not better than them.
See, and it's so funny you say that. It's so funny you say that. One of the things that being a salesperson, being a salesperson, being a business guy, I've learned, man, look, everybody need to do well. Nobody should be dependent on anybody. Do what you want to do, that kind of thing. But y'all better understand, if I now know I'm going to have a 50% drop, almost 50% drop in my standard of living, how bad do I really want to be divorced? If I know I'm going to have a 21% standard of living, how bad do I want to be divorced? Because that person who I think going to be with me after I get divorced, are they going to make up that 50%? Are they going to make up that 21%? Okay. Right. That's the thing that got me. Now, I'm going to say this to you guys. Here's what I thought was interesting about this article: resources and support for great divorcees. And, Ryan, I want to know what you think about this list: family and friends, mental health professionals, financial advisors, legal experts, support groups, online resources. What do you think about that list, Ryan?
I mean, I feel like mental health should be first. If your money gonna drop like that, I think that's huge. Um, you don't know what
Guys,
your
I'm in
family and
agreement.
friends gonna do. Your family and friends may talk
I'm
about
in,
you first before like they gonna help you get your mental together. Um,
guys.
but
Hold
I
on,
would say
Rhonda. I
stay
got to
away
jump
from
in
them
there.
family and friends, man. Stay away from the
Got to
jokers.
stay away from family and friends.
Yeah.
Rhonda, right, guys, you at this stage of your life, the only thing you gonna be able to afford is probably a mental health professional. You ain't gonna be able to afford. You gonna have to stay away from family and friends because once you get divorced, you ain't gonna be able to hang out with some of your
Well,
family
and
and
they
friends because they
always
see
have
that
an
as a curse.
opinion. They always have
They
an
got an
opinion on
opinion.
something, and they ain't got time. Ain't got time for your opinion.
I ain't got time for you now. I had time when I was hearing you fail and hearing you talk about it because I was glad to see you miserable. Well,
Or
now
better
you
yet,
divorced. I ain't got time to hear. I ain't got time, Ron. I ain't got time to hear you now because I don't want. I don't want to divorce my people.
or better yet, girl, you better pray. You better pray and ask God
Mm-hmm.
to send you somebody
Well, I'm
good.
glad you said that. Ron, I'm glad you said that. Y'all know this church ain't nowhere up here. It ain't nowhere up
But
here.
that's what family friends gonna do.
That's what family and friends gonna do.
You better say
That's
your
stay away from
prayers.
family and friends. I think mental health professionals are the only one on this list because you gonna need to talk to somebody. You ain't gonna need no financial advisor. You ain't gonna have nothing. You done lost 51%. How you gonna pay for it? Right? Legal experts. You gonna pay for an attorney
No,
to
it's
talk to
it's
them
doing the
about what you're
system
gonna
is
do?
doing what it's supposed to do. It's
The
supposed to
system
be
is
that way.
doing. Look, this is what they say, right? She got an online. She got an online divorce support group. What? Y'all gonna get together with other people who hate their spouses and who can't move on from the fact that they're no longer married and want to complain about the other one, right? Online resources is what she said, right? You're gonna need the online resources in the mental health because that's gonna be the only thing you're gonna afford. Family and friends, you better stay away from them because that's the reason you divorced in the first place. Because guys, your tradition is what got you into this. So family and friends, once you get divorced, they gonna stay away from you at the level that they were while you were married, and don't have no opinion once you get divorced.
Mm. Why you say that?
If you got divorced, nobody want to hear your opinion no more. Go tell somebody to leave. Oh well, you would say that you divorced. Don't nobody want to hear that. I want to talk to somebody
The
who
same
married.
applies to single people. Don't nobody want to hear your advice when you single,
I
talking to
agree,
somebody
and don't have,
married.
and same thing with if you don't have no kids. People with kids don't want to hear your. People don't want to hear it. So I wanted to run. What do you think about the articles comparing the 2022 to 2024?
Man, hold on. I don't know. To be honest, I feel like the 2022 one was more like we see this is coming, but we don't really have all the numbers yet. Whereas the second one seems like
Mm-hmm.
it had more, it made it more valid to where
Mm-hmm.
you could put some numbers up to something, and it was more about those millennials and how they moved. And it's clear the millennials have shifted everything. Millennials have shifted a lot.
Yes.
If
Yes.
not every part of society, they have shifted or challenged the thinking and the norms for certain things. So I think they were good in their own right. I don't know if one, I would say one was better than the other. It's just I think they focused on different things in each one, but still talking about the same subject, if that makes sense. Just different
Mm-hmm.
ways
Mm-hmm.
of getting to it. But no, man, the millennials are game changers. That's just what they are. They game changers.
They
They
damn
paying
sure changing,
attention, and they don't have time for a lot of BS. It's just what the
and they rebelling against everything. They
well, this
rebelling
but some
against.
things need to be challenged. Some things do need to be challenged,
Mm-hmm.
and so
And guys, that generation is not buying into tradition, and if they not buying into tradition, that's why childbirths are down. That's why marriages are down. Divorce is up in the people who are married, and divorce is not going to be affected the same way because people are not getting married like that.
yeah,
People are not getting married like that. Rhonda, what's your takeaway from tonight?
man. I mean, this was a good topic. Glad we made it through. Glad we made it through. Stick with my same old saying: don't get married, don't follow tradition. Like, do what works for you.
It's funny, guys, that she says that. Rhonda says that a lot on the podcast. I apologize, guys. I'm getting work done while I'm on the podcast too. But it's funny that Rhonda says that because there's a lot of challenges right now. If you're in it, stay. Only thing worse than marriage is divorce. Remember, guys, they don't call you single again. They call you divorced. You reminded of what you walked away from every day. You compare everything that you deal with moving forward every day to what you just walked away from. Again, it's different than being single and being divorced. Those are two fundamentally different things. My takeaway is this, guys. A great divorce ain't no different than any other divorce. We just waited longer to walk away. Because again, look at some of the stuff you're dealing with. And the reason why I do articles after COVID is because before COVID, nothing matters. So when y'all get my takeaway, right? This beard used to be black. The same problems I had when it was black is here when it's gray. So here's the deal. I'm more apt to. I'm. If I'm going to be smart, you better walk away or either not get involved while your hair is black. Because if I'm gonna experience a 50% drop in finances or 21% drop in finance, and if you're a lady and you're going to experience poverty, 51% of y'all going to experience poverty, is what you going through so bad that you choose poverty? Don't choose poverty for nothing, because there's not a lot of help for people in poverty. There's help for people who have resources. Don't walk away from your resources. Y'all just develop a different life y'all gonna live and go that route. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense to walk away to go into poverty. You want to be that right that you'll go to poverty so that and then want people to feel sorry for you and gonna have to depend on handouts. That's my takeaway, guys. Why walk away when my hair gray? If I didn't walk away when my hair was black, don't walk away when it was gray. I tell everybody, everything you want to do divorce, you can do married. But you ain't even thought about what you want to do once you get divorced. Because all you want to do is leave him so you can say you left, or leave her so you can say you left. So you can try to tear the losers you got hanging around you. Oh, I ain't putting up with it. Yeah, you did. You just put up with it when your hair was black. When it turned gray, you stopped putting up with it. And that's what it is, man. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar. Jeff, y'all do me a favor, man. Get down in the comment section, man. Jeff and Ron are crazy. Oh, you on to something. Y'all leave us a comment, man. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Get down in the description. Get the merch. Support the channel. Rhonda, let them know where they can find you on the social.
On Instagram at RMBLMBT.
Y'all know my Instagram and Facebook is below in the description. Once again, appreciate you guys tuning in. Share this with a family member or a friend that might be thinking about going through a divorce, whether they are 50 and over or whether they 50 and below, man. Get down in the comment section again. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And until next time, we gonna holler.
Hot beat, smoke it, drink it down. With your boys, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.